I am going to tell you something I am not proud of. Not because I want sympathy, and not because I am looking for absolution, but because I think it is one of the most honest things I can share about how avoidant patterns actually work in real life. Not in theory, not in a framework. In real moments, with real people, where real damage gets done. This is about a woman named Sarah. We dated for about a year in my early 30s. She was warm and funny, and genuinely one of the kindest people I had ever been with. She loved me in that open, uncomplicated way that I always found both beautiful and suffocating. And I left her. Not with a dramatic ending, not with a fight. I just slowly withdrew until the relationship collapsed under the weight of my absence. By the time it was over, she was confused and hurting, and I was telling myself I just needed space to figure out what I wanted. A few months passed, and then I did something I am not proud of. I went back, not because I had done any real work on myself, not because I had sat with the discomfort long enough to understand what I had actually done. I went back because the distance had made her feel safe to want again, because the absence of pressure had allowed the genuine feeling to surface, because I missed her in that specific avoidant way, where you only fully feel the value of something once it is far enough away to stop frightening you. She took me back, of course she did, because she loved me. And because I came back saying the right things, being present in the way she had always wanted, giving her the version of me she had spent a year trying to reach. And for a while, it was good. But here is the thing about returning to someone without having actually changed anything fundamental inside yourself. The clock just resets. The same triggers are still there. The same walls are still there. The same nervous system that went into shutdown the first time is still running the same programming. And slowly, quietly, the same patterns begin to resurface. She started needing reassurance again, not excessively, just normally, in the way that people in real relationships need to feel that they are chosen. And I started feeling the familiar tightening, the restlessness, the sudden awareness of everything that was slightly imperfect between us. And this time, she saw it coming before I did. She had watched me do it once already. She knew the signs. And instead of adjusting herself to accommodate it the way she had the first time, she went quiet. Not cold, not cruel, just still. She stopped reaching. She stopped initiating. She stopped softening the space between us. And then one evening, she sat across from me and said something I was not prepared for. She said, "I think you came back because losing me was uncomfortable, not because being with me was something you actually chose." I did not argue. Because somewhere underneath the defensiveness that rose up immediately, I knew she was right. I had not come back for her. I had come back for the relief of having her back. Those are not the same thing. And she had finally, clearly, seen the difference. She ended it that night, quietly and completely. No anger, no ultimatum. Just a woman who had watched me perform growth without doing any of the actual work, and decided her own peace was worth more than the version of me I was offering. And this time when she left, I did not feel relief. I felt ashamed. Because I had done the worst possible version of what avoidants do. I had let someone hope again. I had taken up space in her life and her heart for a second time, and delivered the same result wearing a different face. That shame was the beginning of something real for me. Because for the first time I could not blame the relationship. I could not blame compatibility or timing or the spark fading. I had gone back with full awareness of what had happened before, and I had still not been willing to do anything differently. The problem was not the relationship, the problem was me, and I had run out of explanations that let me pretend otherwise. If you are an avoidant watching this, and you are thinking about going back to someone, please hear me when I say this. Going back is only an act of love if you have genuinely changed something first. Otherwise, you are not returning. You are just delaying the same ending.